Jay, you must feel like your side deserved more from this one today.
Yeah, no, I do. I feel like unjust in terms of the scoreline. Obviously really happy with the performance overall, but not with the scoreline, and that's obviously a disappointing one to take. But from a performance factor, I thought we grew into the game. I don't think we started particularly well. I think Bristol found ways into our backline too easy. We've been working on assessing pressure, assessing threat, and the game demands you to be switched on and concentrated, and we weren't for the first goal. It's a real poor goal to concede. No pressure on a second line, and we've stepped and not dropped. Made a decision for them, and with the pacing behind, they've punished. I think then maybe we had a rocky few moments after that. Eves pulled off a couple of good saves, and then I thought we started to find our way into the game, and we found some real good pockets of space to get hold of the ball and progress through their block shape and get into the final third just without any real reward. Second half, I thought it was a massive improvement. You could see there was a belief about the group that we could get something from the game. We've got good entries into the final third, good entries into the box, but not been able to create anything of real note. I think we could have maybe got our shots off a bit quicker, a bit sooner. But the noticeable kind of chances come through the decision that wasn't given against us. And also from the set plays, and towards the end we thought Riva rising high at the back post, we were going to come away with something. So yeah, we're disappointed we haven't come away with something. But I think this is a real performance that we can be happy with, but obviously not satisfied with, because we're in a position where we need points.
How impressed are you with the girls for staying in the game for the duration of 90 minutes with the goal conceded in the 5th minute?
Yeah, well, I felt like this was probably the start of our season, if I'm being honest. You can't say that, and it's not, because I felt we were in the game, felt we competed for the first time in a long time, or the first time this season for 90 plus minutes. We were in that game. Bristol knew we were in that game, and we knew we were in it. But when you're in the game, you've got to make chances and you've got to capitalise on those chances. And unfortunately, we didn't. And now we've got to go away and learn how and why we didn't. But take this level of performance, because I think if you take this level of performance into the upcoming games or against any other team, this level of performance will get points.
In terms of the game plan, how did the players perform against what you set out for them to do?
Yeah, no, we knew Bristol have got a lot of quality. We knew they've got a lot of rotation on the left-hand side. We know the 8 wants to drift wide and create overloads against our right-hand side. And we know on the right-hand side, centre-backs like to step in and create the overload. So different problems. And I think we found the solutions when we did get a foothold in the game. It was a shame that we went 1-0 down due to something that we've spoken about and worked on all week. No pressure on the ball, have to drop and defend the spaces in behind against pace. But then I think we grew into that game and we had some confidence. We were able to move the ball quickly and use Annie Hutchins and use Quirky and use them as disguises to get runners in behind and to stretch the back line. We just needed a little bit more connectivity, a little bit more composure in the final third. But as I mentioned, when we did get into the final third, decisions didn't go our way. In the first half, there's a handball where our arm's outside of her silhouette. It strikes her arm and we don't get a free kick for it. And then in the second half, there's a big penalty decision. Having watched it back where Meg's flicked the ball over her head, she's won contact with the head and the other girls come through the back of her, and how that's not given as a penalty, I don't know. So sometimes you need those decisions to go for you. They didn't today, and we have to take them.
How much of a performance is this to build on now, taking it into our next game after the international break?
And that's what I said to the players at the end of the game. I said, this is a performance now that has to be our baseline. It doesn't go any lower than this. This is the baseline performance, because I genuinely believe that performance today will get points, home or away, against teams in our league. But if you are going to get points, you have to step up the level. You have to find another level when you're defending your own half and when you're attacking their own half. And I felt against the ball, I felt we limited them to less shots than we probably faced all game. The shots that did come in and the crosses that did come in, I felt Eve dealt with them well, and I think the crosses the back line dealt with too. But now it's just about brushing up the details, and we asked the players at half time if each player can tidy up their 1s and 2%, the detail of receiving, the detail of playing, the communication with and without the ball, then collectively we can put in 20% better performance second half. And I feel we did that. I genuinely feel we did that, and that's probably where my frustration lies, and it's probably why I'm hurting for the players, because I felt them players deserve something from the game today, but they've got to keep their heads held high. We've got to look at it, we've got to use it, we've got to work on this going into the international break now.
And the international break, a time to reset for you and the players? Yeah,
and probably before this game, could have needed it earlier. I think as a group of players, I think we needed to reset, not just physically but mentally. The exposure this league gets in comparison to the league we were in is massive. and I felt we probably needed that reset earlier, but we didn't. And kudos to the players and the staff to keep going. There's motivation. I see a group of focused, motivated individuals that want what's best for this football club, and I see it every single day. Just needs to break for us. And now, after this game, now probably don't want it to come. So we're going to use it wisely. Not only have we got the international break with a week off, we've also got the 3-game week the following week. So it's 3 weeks now back on the training ground before a massive game against Sheffield United, and then a trip to Blackburn Rovers. So there's lots to play for, lots of games left, and we've just got to keep working hard, stay focused, stay humble, stay grounded, keep working, and have that belief that things will change, because I'm stood here today now believing.